Alright guys, what's up? It's your boy A-Dubb, man. Back again with another video, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. This is not the video that I had in mind. It's not the video that I had planned, but this is the video that we're gonna do because the devil's really trying to get in the way of progress, guys, and we're not gonna let the devil get in the way of progress at all, period. So we're just gonna dive straight into it. This is our Brother PE Design 10 studio software for embroidering, and I said I was going to make you guys some tutorials, and I am. So we're just going to go over a few small key things that I think is necessary for you to understand this programming. First of all, these windows right here off to the side, this is like your stitch pattern, your stitch order window, your sew order window. Actually, we're going to call it sew order window. And then we go like that. We can choose whether we want to see it or not by just clicking right here. This pins it open so it stays open. It's the stuff that you want to remember. And this right here, if you click right here, it makes it so that it closes and that every time you navigate away from it, leave it open for this case. Now this stuff right here, right? Sometimes you might run into a problem. I'm just going over stuff that I notice that the problems that I run into. Like before I actually read the instruction booklet and stuff like that, I didn't understand when I X this window out, I didn't understand how to get it back. Okay, so in order to get that window back, you got to go to view, click on view, attributes, and then click right here, and then it brings the windows back. So attributes, color palette, and all those windows come back. All right, so you want to remember that. Now, okay, so when you first open up the software, you're gonna start to want to embroider stuff, and you're gonna want to start off with basic letters or whatever. So this is the text area. Just click on text. I know you guys want to dive straight into it, and then you just press a text, right? And right here is where you can select the type of text. Click there, and a drop down comes down, and you can select through a whole bunch of text that this software has available for you to use to embroider stuff. So for the sake of the video, let's just use block style font, and of course you can change the size and all that stuff right here. Font filter, not sure what that is. And of course right here you can choose what type of stitch. These are the type of stitches. All right, this right here is an outline stitch. I'm not going to outline the text, but you can. And this right here is a satin stitch with text. I would go, it depends, satin stitch and text. Okay, so let's just type my name, for example. I am Allan, A-L-L-A-N space W, capital W-A-D-E. All right, you see it's in dotted lines. When you click away from it, when you click off of it, it turns into a stitch pattern, which it didn't just now, but I clicked the arrow key. But if you have the text key on, all right, then, and you type something like hello. I can't type right now. Hello YouTube. Hello YouTube. See, and you click on the text. That's when you can actually, it actually turns into the actual file that you guys can see, right? So when you navigate off of it, in order to move this text about, you just click on it, and you got to make sure you have those hairs right there so you can move things around. All right, now if you want to edit text, this is another thing that I was having difficulty with when I first started using this program, editing text. If you want to edit text, what I would do is I would just try to like click the text thing, like other logos, and click back on it like other programs, but that doesn't work. It does not work with this program. What you have to do is, see, it's creating a whole nother file. So what you have to do is, with this program, you can just select it and then press delete. What you have to do with this program is you have to select it, and then you have to go over here to the text attributes, and then you click YouTubers, and now you see it adds text to it and replaces text that you have previously. All right. You can show list when you want to add special characters. That just shows a list of special characters that you can add to it, like in a question mark, for example. And then you click off, and then boom, now you see your updated version. Click on it, move it around, and such. Now, if I click on this text right here, you can see when I click text right here, you can see I can add attributes to it. Like if I wanted to give this text an outline, add a zigzag stitch around the outline. You see what that did? That added a zigzag stitch. Say you think that zigzag stitch is too big and you want to make it thinner, you can go over here to sew attributes. And you got to have the outline selected though. So you got to have the outline selected. So right now everything is selected. So if I click right there, the inside is selected, right? But you want the outside selected, which is the border, right? So click off, click on it, and now you see the border is selected. Zigzag width. The way you can tell is right here. You see zigzag width, and that's an A right there. If you can, you guys might not be able to see it, but if I go back here, see, this is a satin stitch, and you could tell by because it's highlighted just the middle of it, but the zigzag stitch is not that we chose for the outline to be is not available over here. So this is not making any sense to a lot of people that don't have the program or don't use the program, but it will once you get into it. Okay, so I'm gonna highlight the A, and now it makes it so I can edit this, and I'm going to adjust the zigzag width, bring it down to like the 4, I think is the lowest it'll go. Okay, so now you see it is now reduced the size of that zigzag stitch. All right, you can also increase the density. The density, what that is, pay attention to down here when you're doing stuff, right? So say example, you want to increase the density. The density is exactly what it sounds like. It's how dense it is, how many stitches, how thick, not how thick per se, like wide, but how many stitches it takes in between, like the space between the stitches. Watch what happens to the zigzag density at the bottom right here when I increase the density. See how the lines are getting closer to each other? That means the machine is incorporating more stitches. So if you ever see if you ever do a design and you stitch it out, and there are areas in the design that that you can see through, you want to increase the density. All right, I'll just hit that. So let me practice what I preach. Go over here and attributes and sew attributes. Boom. See, it came right back. So now you can also click in there and put it back down to 114 like we had, enter, and that takes it back to where we had it before. All right, so real quick little tips right there. What else can I show you guys? What would you want to know? Okay, you guys want to know how to digitize something. All right, so say if you had it, okay, before I get even in, I'm going to save digitizing for the next tutorial. But let me show you guys how you can make a quick patch or something like that. You go over to shapes. You're at home right here. You go over to shapes, right? You grab a shape like an oval, for example, and you choose how you want the oval. Do you want a zigzag stitch around it, or do you want no line around it? I'm gonna put zigzag stitch. Or do you want it to be full stitch as the background, or do you want it to be a satin stitch as background? A satin stitch is like lines that go back and forth, like it's a wider stitch. A fill stitch is like smaller, and you guys have seen my tutorials. But anyway, I'm gonna pick the fill stitch, and I'm going to go ahead and right here you can change the colors. So I'm gonna make the inside of it white and the outside with a zigzag stitch dark. So go ahead and trace out the oval, right? Boom. If you want, see, now it appeared. Now I'm gonna delete it. If you want it to be like a even width or even oval, just hold your finger down on shift, and now you can see the proportion. If you want it to open up proportionally, Then you hold your finger on shift while you are doing it, while you are making that circle, and then you let go. And now you have your perfect circle. All right, let's move that to the middle like so. It doesn't want to move. My mouse is kind of weird. This keyboard on this gaming computer, it's like half and half. Half of it is like a right click, and the other half is a left click. So when I click over here, for example, now it doesn't want to. Anyway, guys, no, this is weird. Anyway, so now you see, that's how you create. This is like your patch outline, and say you want to put a letter in the patch or something like that. You just grab this, and you just go like, put your logo in there, or you just go and you type in my crew. Right, so I would take off the zigzag stitch off of my crew, and I would put the my crew in the middle, or I would make it smaller so it fits better, or something like that. You can adjust that. Just a random thing. Click off of that and click on the letter so you can get those angles again. So boom, my crew. Change the color. My crew. Dub Nation. All right. So my crew Dub Nation. All right. So now you see that I have this Dub Nation is too big for this right here. So what you can do is you can go to your text, obviously, and you can make it smaller. But see, when you go here and you want to make it smaller, you can't just like, let me show you. You can't just like select the text and then go over here. See, because it clicks off of it. So you have to adjust these parameters right here before you start typing, or else it's not adjustable later. What you have to do to make it smaller, what I have to do to make it smaller, is actually physically grab the grab handles and bring it in like so. All right. So my crew Dub Nation. We got a my crew Dub Nation patch. All right. So that is how you make a simple patch. You can adjust the sew attributes right here to the patch. Just grab one of the things right here. This is an oval. This is the outline of the oval. So you grab that, for example, and you want you say if you wanted to have a undersew. The undersew is the back side of it. You click that on or click that off. It's undersew. You click how dense you want the undersew to be right here, whether you want it to be medium, light, or dense. And you can also increase the amount of stitches, the density of it. You can also change the way it's the direction that the stitches go, like down, for example. And you see it changing in real time over here. All right. You can also choose when you run stitches, if you want them to be like, in a straight path, or go around in kind of like a slight oval or a complete oval. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys. For you professional digitizers out there, you can correct me if I'm wrong, please. Also, the pull compensation resides down here, guys, and this is very, very important, but we're not going to get into that today. And pull compensation. All right. So here's all the stuff right here, and what you would do is you would just save this to a file, to a hard drive, external hard drive, memory stick, and you just take that and plug it into the Brother SE600 and or whatever machine that you have, and it would stitch that out for you, and it will tell you you know, when to change threads and stuff like that. Let's talk about real fast about let me see if I'm good on time. The sewing order. Okay, so there are tools right here that you can use to manipulate the actual designs, right? So let's go over here and highlight this one right here, and let's go over here and let's click on this. All right, now you see that you have points. You have 4 points on the circle. Right here, right here, right here, right here. Notice that the points are underneath because these layers are in order. This comes first and then this comes second. All right, so you got to know that the numbers mean something. 1, then 2, then it stitches out the M, then the Y. You know what I mean? This is an order. So you want to have your stuff in an order that makes sense. So if I stitched out this first and then I stitched out this, you see it changed it. So now my actual circle is going to be on top of the actual my background. My fill stitch is going to be on top of the actual outline. See how that happened? And you can play with stuff like that to adjust the effect that your thing has. So just keep that in mind. But what I want to show you this for, let me put it back, was because sometimes when you might digitize something and you stitch it out, it doesn't come out right. But if you have this, but with this tool right here, you can like adjust it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So now I click on here, right? And I go over here, and now you see the little grab handles. I can take and I can pull that, and you see what just happened? Let me undo this with the undo button. I just want to do the circle though, just the circle part. So let me try, see if I can grab this a circle. Let me shift click, or is it control click? Control click. Now I just got the circle. Selecting both of them again. I don't want this. 1 second, guys. I just want to do the one part of it. So difficult to do. Anyway, okay, so you guys get the idea. If you had, let me see something. If you created this file yourself without, you know, I can't explain. If you created this file by yourself, then you'd be able to do this. Like if you created one part at a time, then you'd be able to do this. But this way it's kind of difficult because they're kind of like intertwined with each other because they were created together. But what you can do is, what I want to show you guys is with this tool right here, you can add, you can remove points. So if I click right here, I can add a point and I can shape it, right? I can create bends and stuff like that to make my design like unique and different. You know, now it looks like a crest, and I can do stuff like this, and I can like make stuff pointy if I want to. Pretty cool tools, guys. You guys got to play around with this stuff and see what you like and what you don't like and what you want to do with it and what you know what I mean? Like you got to really get in there and play with it. All right, so I can go like here and I can change this into a point with this right here. How do I change this into a point? Boom. Well, I can't. Well, you can. There's a way to do it, but I'm just not. I'm just doing this on the fly right now. So I'm just showing you guys some stuff that you can create with this, and some tools, some things that you can do. Now, the next tool down here has to do with the sewing order. So if you click on it, you'll see this. The numbers start to appear, right? This is where it gets a little intricate and a little tricky, guys. And after this, I'm going to end the video. So now you see this stitches out first, and you can see it starts right here 1 and it ends right here at 2. Right now, when you go over here, you'll see that it's going to start right here and it's going to end right here. But then after it ends right there, the next stitch, which is the M, it goes boom. It goes and this is the order that the stitches are going to stitch out. So it would stop right here, the machine would stop, and then it would make a big jump, and it would go all the way over here, and then it would start embroidering this M. So you'd have a big like line between here and here that of thread that you need to cut. You can adjust this. So say for example, I want to start like on the W, right? So you would have to change the stitching order. So I'd have to go over here and I'd have to put the W up here. See that? And then I'd have to, so if I want to go from here to here and then there and then stitch it out that way. All right. So then you move the E, right? Got the, right? Because you're rearranging the stitching order. Then the R, then the C, and so on and so forth. So now when you click on this, you see the change the stitching order. Now it goes 2 to 2. So you would see a big line right go from here to here. Does that make sense to anybody? And you can also change the part where you want to start, but I'm having difficulties grabbing this. I don't know why it doesn't want me to grab it. Maybe it has to start right there. But on certain designs, on certain parts, like you can change like the actual part of the thing, because this is like, I don't know why it's not letting me do it, but yeah. When you start digitizing your own designs, it gives you more control. But because this is just a generic computer generated thing, I'm not able to do some of the stuff. But you have more control when you're able to see, like this right here. I got control of where 1 is gonna start, and I got control. I can move 2 to over here, so there's less of a jump. Like I can make it stop right here. I don't know how I would do that, how it would stitch it out, but that's not for me to find out. And I can make it start right there too. Just so that when you would do something like this, if you didn't want to make it as much as of a jump stitch, like as much as a long stitch. And so, you want to stitch stuff out in a way that makes sense to you. And as you start embroidering stuff, you'll figure out how all this stuff works. So I'm going to end it right here, guys. I'm going to end the video right here. And I hope this was helpful to you guys. I hope it helps you understand the software just a little bit better than you did before, because I know it can be overwhelming. Let me know what you want to see, guys. And I'm going to make some videos specifically showing you guys what you want to see. And I'm going to build up to digitizing an actual design for you guys. So I hope this was helpful. It's your boy King Allan Alexander on all social medias. I'll meet you guys here next time for another video overview of the software and how I make my files, guys. I know I didn't have a specific order that I went in. I just did this on the cuff and just wanted to show you guys a few important key factors that I thought if I would have known, it would have helped me out a lot better when I started digitizing, guys. It's your boy. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if it's your first time here. Don't forget to like this video, and don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll answer your questions in the video. Don't forget to visit the merch store, AllanAway.com, and buy some channel merch to help support the channel. And also, what else? Don't forget Facebook.com / A-Dubb Productions. Subscribe to that, and Facebook.com / King A-Dubb. Subscribe and follow those 2 pages, guys. It's your boy, and I'm out. Peace.